What I can say is that we are reaching a point now where we are in discussions with the territories, with the provinces, on how we're going to bring the evacuees back, certainly to the Northwest Territories. There's a lot of issues to be discussed, a lot of issues to make decisions on. Those conversations are actively ongoing, and we are there every day as a whole of government to make sure that we suppress the fires, first of all. We need Mother Nature to help. Rain would be great, and it started, but we need more. It's still a dangerous situation, but we're looking at bringing people back, and there's a multitude of departments involved in that, and that's hopefully the next step.
Yes, we have committed to cover all eligible evacuation costs and recovery costs, which, still are undetermined because, of course, the fires are still burning. I have spoken with a number of chiefs, have reassured them that we'll be there with cash flow problems. Some communities have more ability to manage than others, and I would speak directly to First Nations leaders that are affected, that if you haven't spoken to either me or the department, that reach out to our teams, and we will be there if you need support. This is really a very difficult situation to manage for chiefs and councils. Often communities are very small and have limited capacity, and so the department has stepped up both in practical supports to help coordinate some of those evacuations, to provide health supports, and then to provide the financial supports that are necessary in these extraordinary times. Working with First Nations and evacuees, what we hear about is the massive disruption in people's lives. And so anything that supports evacuees with lost income, with lost documentation, with disruptions to sort of benefits that they might be receiving. You can well imagine people's addresses have changed. There's all sorts of disruption. And so I think the whole of government response is trying to, with each of our ministries, ensure that we're proactive and that we're working with families, with communities. In terms of First Nations, over $85 million has already been distributed to First Nations that need that money for all kinds of different disaster responses, including support for evacuations and evacuees, securing accommodations. So it really isn't all hands on deck. It's really, I think, a good sign that we have Service Canada reaching out and making sure that people are not seeing disruption in their benefits, because you can well imagine when you're evacuated and then on top of that you're worrying about whether or not you're going to have enough money to make it through just your day-to-day expenses. That's a very stressful situation.